and to my dad, Noah. And for now 5 calendar years, we've been just sitting on my bed and doing this podcast together. And this week, we're going to talk about the NBA. So let's start off with our favorite team, the Philadelphia 76ers. They've been off to an amazing season so far, I think at least. Tyrese Maxey has been, I feel like, awesome.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he has been.
And him and Embiid together, him and then Embiid on the team, they really make the team, I feel like, who they are.
Yeah, so around this time of year is when a lot of casual basketball fans and casual sports fans start paying attention to the NBA because college football is ending and the NFL is coming into the playoffs. So now folks can start getting into the NBA.
And the NBA is it's like in their prime.
Yeah, the prime days. Yeah, exactly. So it's about a quarter of the way into the season. It's my favorite sport. It's your favorite sport.
All-Stars coming up soon.
Yeah, in February, trade deadline. So a lot of things happen right about now. Sixers, new head coach Nick Nurse this year. Things have changed a lot. And just having Maxey and Embiid out there together, it just seems like they're having so much more fun. And not having James Harden on the team seems to have really unlocked Maxey to have the ball in his hands and do what he wants to do and what he can do best.
Maxey, most of the time he just gets the ball. It's like he feels so powerful. Sometimes he just like sprints down the court to the basket. He just throws it up there and he makes it, and it's amazing.
Yeah, well, he's really, really fast.
Yeah.
And he seems like, it's almost like watching Iverson. Maxey's faster than Iverson, but his body control and the things he can do in the air, and then he goes off not just right foot, left foot. He might switch hands. He does a nice job keeping the defense off balance. And Embiid this year, as good as he was last year when he won the MVP, I think he's even better this year.
He's definitely still up there for MVP.
Yeah, right now he would win the MVP right now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Even though he's been out for a few games recently, he's still just that much better right now.
It seems like
everybody else.
Yeah, it does. It seems like he is the most dominant player in the league. And he's averaging more points than minutes.
Yeah, he's averaging about 35 points a game.
Crazy.
And he is in the game for he's averaging about 34 minutes a game.
It's amazing.
It is.
Yeah. But I still think, even with that, they're still not as good as Boston. In a 7-game series, Boston's just
amazing.
Yeah, Boston's best team in the league.
They have no holes in their team. Really.
I would agree with that.
Like, they have Tatum. Derek White has been awesome.
And Derek White, we drafted him late in fantasy.
Yeah.
And he's been. We have a few late round draft picks, White and Jalen Suggs, who've just been outperforming their draft position. But with Derek White and Holiday, it's an excellent backcourt.
It is.
But what do you think? What do you think? Maybe the biggest difference on this year's team from last year for Boston?
Well, they don't have Marcus Smart, right?
Right. No Marcus Smart, but having Porzingis.
Right. They have Porzingis.
Has been
He's
a
been
revelation.
Having an amazing season.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's been protecting the rim.
He's a very dominant player.
He is. He's been playing with great joy too. And then and Tatum and Jaylen Brown and Horford and even Sam Hauser and Peyton Pritchard. They're all together.
And like Boston in the past few years they've been great. They've been getting up to almost getting to the finals.
Well, they went to the finals.
They got to the finals before. But they just haven't been good enough to win.
Mm-hmm.
And I think this year will be their year to win.
Well, I hope not.
I hope not.
Yeah.
But I think it will be their year to win.
But I think a lot of it's going to come down to coaching because Joe Mazzulla hasn't proven yet that he can coach at that highest level.
Yeah.
And that is the big question. Can he make the adjustments that a lot of these other coaches do make to win those big games?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. What else sticks out to you in the... Please don't bite your nails. That sticks out to... I know you got some notes written down, but what else sticks out to you in the Eastern Conference?
Orlando.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Orlando has been great, and that they were surprising to me.
So they
were so great.
they've been building the right way. And we watched all the Orlando games when Mo was there.
Yes.
And with Jamal Mosley and what I think Jeff Weltman and John Hammond have done to build that team in the right way, they've drafted really well.
Yeah.
So
and they're 9th in the league right now. Their record, they're 19-13. They're having a good season.
And they've been doing it without a traditional point guard. So Markelle has been hurt, and as disappointing as Markelle was in Philadelphia, I almost think he became underrated because Markelle, when he is healthy, is a outstanding defender and floor general. He's kind of like the Phoenix Suns could use Markelle, a healthy Markelle Fultz. But,
yes.
But what do you like about? I mean, like in the backcourt, Cole's been really good as a six man, but I think Jalen Suggs has been outstanding.
He has been outstanding. He's been getting points up. He's just been having a great season. He's definitely leading his team.
Yeah, he plays really hard.
He plays so hard. He puts a lot of effort into everything he does, it seems like.
Mm-hmm.
And he's also just a really fun player to watch.
I agree.
He does this.
I agree.
And he makes the Orlando Magic, watching them, so much more enjoyable.
Mm-hmm. I agree. And Paolo and Franz.
Paolo and Franz are great.
Yeah, those are the two, the main scorers. And I think a lot of the team feeds off of Jalen's energy because he's like a football player out there who knows what he's doing on the basketball court.
Right.
He was I think he was the state player of the year in football in Minnesota. He was a quarterback.
Because he played football for a little bit.
Yeah,
basketball.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. What else?
It's amazing.
Anything else in the East? Anything else written down to the Eastern Conference teams? What do you have here? Nope. I mean, Cleveland's going to be interesting to watch to see what they do. Jared Allen, Donovan Mitchell, maybe, but they have
Donovan Mitchell wants to get traded.
Right. So they have two other big injuries with Darius Garland and Evan Mobley. So we'll see what happens. What about in the? Oh wait, yeah. Here's another East team. The team that we've been watching lose.
Detroit. They just broke their 28-game losing streak.
They went and beat the Raptors the other night.
Whew.
That was wild.
That was wild. I never thought a team would lose 28 straight games. I think they're 29-3 right now.
3-29.
3-29. Yeah.
I mean, they started out 2-1, and they lost 28 straight games.
That's terrible.
That's tough to do. Yeah, that's tough to do. But I like Cade a lot.
Yeah.
And
they have a great team, but they.
I wouldn't say they have a great team.
They have a good team.
Don't just throw around the word great here.
They have a good team, but they don't work. The players are good.
They have a few good players,
but they don't work together well.
Yeah,
as much.
Not yet. They have a few good players.
They have a good. Their team is built up kind of well. I feel like. But
Cade, Jalen Duren, Thompson.
They don't work together as well. Yeah.
Not yet, and that's tough to say because Monty Williams making $80 million as a head coach. They were not planning on losing.
And
that's brutal.
That is brutal.
All right, what stands out in the Western Conference?
In the Western Conference, definitely Oklahoma City.
Oh, yeah.
They have been mind-blowing this season.
Agreed.
Shai Gilgeous-Alexander has been great. He's been having an awesome season.
An MVP caliber season.
Definitely.
Yeah.
He's definitely a candidate. He's definitely up there.
And he was we had the number 2 pick in our fantasy draft.
We took him.
And we took him.
And I think probably people were surprised about that. Maybe.
Yeah, I think in our league they expected us to take Embiid or Giannis.
But now I feel like it makes sense.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. And they're for a young team, their defense has been awesome.
Yeah, and Chet Holmgren as a rookie is great. I think he's going to win Rookie of the Year.
Mm-hmm. I remember giving someone some advice before Chet played Wembanyama for the first time this year, and Chet's Rookie of the Year odds were a plus at that point, so you could make more, bet 100, win like 350 at the time, I think it was, or maybe win 500. And Wembanyama was the favorite to win MVP, and I said, well, if you think Chet's going to play well tonight, then this is the time to bet on him to win Rookie of the Year because his odds are never going to get any worse. So they bet that night, and I think he's going to win Rookie of the Year.
If Wembanyama won MVP, that's not
Rookie of the Year, you mean?
No, I think so. MVP.
No, Rookie of the Year.
Well, Rookie of the Year, that would be... he's not up there yet.
Not yet. I mean, he's put together a bunch of highlights this year. Yeah. The team is terrible.
They're terrible, but he's good.
Mm-hmm.
He's had some great moves.
Yeah, and he's going to be a really, really good player.
Yes,
he's a lot of fun to watch, but that team is tough to watch.
Yes.
I don't know what... I mean, I know Greg Popovich is one of the greatest coaches of all time, but I don't understand what they're doing at point guard. I don't get it. And speaking of point guard issues...
The Suns. Hey. They are not as I thought they would be this season. I thought they could get to the finals this year.
Mm-hmm.
They seemed like they had a good team, but they've definitely proven that point wrong.
Yeah, they desperately need a point guard.
They need a point guard. They can't... without a point guard, they're nothing.
They're having a tough time getting into the offense and making things... I think things are pretty predictable right now with Booker and Durant, and those two are all-time great scorers.
Yeah.
But things are a little bit too predictable. Beal's been out. I don't think that changes everything, even when he's in there.
And Beal, he just gets hurt.
Yeah, all the time.
You can't rely on him.
They turn the ball over way too much. They don't have the 3-point shooting that's needed. The defense has been fine, but not where it needs to be. It's troubling, and Devin Booker's a guy I really root for too. I think he works really hard. I think he goes about things everything the right way. I think he's a good leader. I like everything about Devin Booker. That team's just in desperate need of a point guard.
Yeah.
I don't know where they're going to get it from.
The Chris Paul trade was interesting.
Yeah, they could use him.
They
could use Chris Paul, I think. Yeah.
I think they could.
Yeah, I think they'd be better off with Chris Paul than Bradley Beal.
I agree.
Yeah.
And thinking of Chris Paul, then we can talk about the Warriors' issues.
Good transition.
Chris Paul not been having the best season.
Mm-hmm. But I agree.
Even though the Suns could still use him.
Mm-hmm.
But Steph Curry, he's been great on the court.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like he's been his best self on the court. He's really been strong. I feel like he's working really hard.
I think he's an all-star starter.
I agree.
Mm-hmm. But you don't know where you're going to get out of Klay Thompson anymore. And Draymond has so many issues. And I don't know when he's coming back. And he is way too much of a loose cannon, distraction.
Yeah.
And not even just that. I mean, he hurts the team at this point.
He does.
Yeah. And they don't have control over him.
No,
that's tough. And they're as we record this on New Year's Day, they're 15-17, which is pretty surprising.
Yeah, and they're on a 3-game losing streak right now.
Yeah,
not that that's long.
Bob Myers, who left as their GM, and so now Mike Dunleavy Jr., who's playing the NBA, he's their GM. Charles Barkley a few weeks ago said to Bob Myers when they were at the in-season tournament and the TNT set was here and the ESPN set was here, Barkley was like calling over to Bob Myers on the air and saying, "That's the smartest guy in basketball right there. He left the Titanic as it was sinking, and he jumped off the Titanic." I don't think Bob Myers really knew how to react there, but Barkley I think was telling the truth. But it's kind of. They've had such an unbelievable run. Yeah. And they've got to figure out a way to sustain it.
They won the championship, I think, in 22.
Yeah, 22.
It was 22. And now it's like, where's that championship team now?
Yeah, that was a wild run. But they've not drafted well. It looked like they thought they were going to be able to just reload, and the Wiseman pick really hurt. Because they don't have them. And so when you get that big of you get a chance at that big of a bite of an apple there, and you miss, that's tough. Yeah, that's tough. What else stands out in the West?
In the West, also Houston.
Mm-hmm.
They've been very surprising this year.
Agreed.
Alfred
can't win on the road.
No, but Alfred Sengun's been on fire this year.
Mm-hmm. He's going to be. I think he's going to be an all-star.
I think he will be.
Yeah. What's really surprised me is how good their defense has been.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think they've had. I think I read the other day they've had the best defense in the month of December. But the best defense in the whole league is Minnesota.
Right,
and they've been in Minnesota's
been awesome.
I love watching Minnesota.
Yeah.
Love watching Minnesota.
They're a fun team to watch.
Anthony Edwards and Towns and Gobert and Conley, they are lots of fun to watch.
Anthony Edwards could be an all-star.
No, he will be.
He will be.
Yeah.
A starter, maybe.
Maybe a starter.
Yeah,
maybe. He's
but he'll
awesome.
definitely make it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. But Houston, yeah, you're right. Alfred Sengun has been a dominant offensive player.
And Houston, what's kind of funny to think about is considering definitely last year's season with them,
Mm-hmm.
I did not think they would be good for a long time.
Yeah, they've just got a lot of guys.
Yeah, they have.
But Ime Udoka's done a good job getting the pieces together.
They've been doing a good job building their team into a better team than they were last year, than they were the year before.
Yeah, and even Dylan Brooks is, as much as I don't like him, he's been good there.
Yeah.
Van Vliet and Ime Udoka has kind of revitalized himself a bit. I mean, there was never a question whether he was a good coach or not. Just said there was personal issues in Boston.
Right.
Yeah. With that inappropriate relationship. What else?
And
That's it?
That's pretty much it. But
okay, so right now, if you had to say, okay, I think this is going to be the NBA Finals. If you had to say it right now.
Oh God. I think it would be Boston.
Okay.
The West is a bunch.
The West is tough.
It could be Boston against. Oh. Could be OKC.
Wow, that would be
wild, and that would be a fun.
It would be.
Game.
It would be.
Fun games.
Fun games, yeah, fun series.
Fun series.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of those teams in the West. Like, if Minnesota got to the finals, it would be amazing.
Awesome.
If OKC got to the finals, it would be amazing.
But I'm really rooting for OKC to get to the finals. I feel like.
It'd be great to see Shea and Chet in the finals.
Oh,
that would be wild. That would be fun. All right, well, I think, I know it means like staying up a little bit later, but maybe we'll just try to watch even some more hoops.
Yay!
Yeah, coming down, leading into the All-Star break.
Yeah.
Try to lock in a little bit more.
That sounds good.
Okay. All right. Love you.
Love you.